This is in a gym. And just to show you, like I was a drunken, little cheeky, never got in fights, never got in, my mates always did. Or one guy used to just knock people out, left hand or right hand. There'd always be a fight, and he'd like, oh, they always start on me. And I never seemed to get into fights. I'd be in the toilet when they happened. And I feel now that was all God protecting. Like there's certain times where you should have been there. And it was almost like that was the reason why. So I used to, this was at a horse race and one of my best mates. But these are the stupid things. We did fancy dress quite a lot. Even that, fancy dress now. Imagine aliens coming down going, what are they doing? But I'd be like, guys, netballers, Borat, in Kavos, I've walked down the street like that. She's just stupid. Things like this. Just a drunken idiot. And this was the first job that I got. So this was 2007. Look at me there. And I just qualified as a PT. And I thought I was really good. I didn't have a clue about anything in life. My first advice was, how do I become the best personal trainer? That was my question. And my manager said, go to London. That was his answer. And that stayed with me. So I was here for about a year. And I was an apprentice wage. So I was fully qualified, but I was on £6,000 for the year. I was going out every night of the week. That's why I spent like £2 each night. You get a lollipop from the toilet and just walk around the club. Just stupid things. And I'd come back to this all the time. So this was kind of like my learning. I'd go Butlins and I'd do stupid things like this. I'd get in a fight with my mates, this one. And I didn't want to hit him. So I punched the picture frame. I got blamed. Again, these are things as well. I got blamed for throwing a toilet brush in my best friend's face when they were fighting, and he turned around and he hit me. And my eye just went up and I'm like, you've ruined my night. And I didn't want to hit him and I punched it. I was so drunk. I was like, I'll be all right. It was blood everywhere. I nearly lost my finger. And I was in hospital for 2 days. And the lady said, if that was any higher, you'd have lost that middle finger. So little things like that. I remember mum called me, having a good time. She always used to worry about me because I'd always get home stupid o'clock. My mum was a worry about that, and she still is now. She's much better. But yeah, having a great time. I'm stuck in the bed with this. Again, not realizing or even knowing what any of these sort of things mean. I'll be all right. I'll be out tomorrow. Things like this. I'd go out and my trousers ripped. So this is the drunken me all the time. Fancy dress again. Now coming to London, wigs and glasses part, just things you do. And again, I think this is a part of growing up. I never went to university, so I never had any of that sort of stuff as well. But I was always out enjoying it with my mates. And these are the things that I do encourage with people. If I just had a bit more awareness of setting an intention before I go out, pay attention. If I was aware of my words, oh, I don't remember when I drink. I always forget everything when I drink. That is what I tell myself. If I had a different intention each time now, it would have been so much different because you regret some of the. I loved all the times that I went out, but I remembered those ones. It's the ones where you wake up and you're like, what have I done? I had that all the time, people. I had and I knew I'd done something wrong, or I knew I'd pissed someone, but cheeky. And when people used to tell me what I'd do, I'm like, yeah, it was kind of embarrassing, really. So let me show you this one. So at this time, this is 2009, I fitness first. And the reason why I'm telling this story, because you'll start seeing the sort of people that all start linking together and all the different businesses that they all do. Now it all links to one thing. So I was working in London Bridge, a brand new, no, fitness first. I was a brand new trainer in the city. And my friend who was the sales guy said, come and work at this gym. I'll look after you. And I realized later on what this gym was about. But that was kind of my starting point. Met a business partner, and a year later set up Number One Fitness, which was my first gym in Tower Bridge. And even then, I remember showing my mum and dad, this is my gym. Didn't have a clue what that actually meant. I just get in the gym. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was a yes man. It sounds cool. Didn't realize that was going to be my life. That was going to be business. My mum asked me how much the rent was, and she nearly had a heart attack. What have you done? Because I didn't, again, no awareness to anything. We had a marketing lady we sat with. It sounded good. We made these different projections. Is embarrassing reading back a few years later. It was like going to make 30 grand a month and stuff. None of it made sense. And the landlord actually bet with the maintenance team that we wouldn't last 6 months. And if you're a landlord, like, why would you risk even that unless you know that you're going to make good money from it? And if you can cover your losses, if there is any, and especially on the intro build and stuff as well, like you take that risk knowing that everything's going to be okay if there's a system to it. So this one, I had a client that come with me. She just turned 30. My life does start improving, and yeah. I want to see the chat as well, my phone. I get invited really early on, so just open my new gym. So I'm a business owner now, training clients in London. She invites me to her 30th birthday, and this woman was rich. She rented out the whole restaurant in Borough High Street, in Borough Market, in fact. It was a really famous restaurant. She rented the whole thing out for her 30th. Her husband paid for it all. And it was glitz and glamour. She invited me and 2 people. This is by the end of the night what I'm doing. Full on handstand, top undone off. This is in the middle of London, and I'm doing some sort. There's a cringy even look at it. I got put forward to do a dance off, and I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. Cringy. That's at my client's first. So that's the unlevel awareness. There's no way I'd be doing that now. No way, unless it was a handstand competition or something. No way. Didn't even think about consequences. Someone said after that you said something to one of the women there, and I don't know. I don't remember. But when that photo was sent, you can imagine. So this is my intro into London. So can you imagine if you are a criminal and you know that this person's tied down on a lease for at least 8 years? We're going to milk this person. And I feel like it's some of the people that come in, they get to know you, but also people, if you are a good person, the way to get more out of you is to upskill you. So you learn along the way too, but it means you can get screwed over even more if you're not aware of it. If you went into London knowing that everyone is out to screw you, that was your starting point, your awareness would be so much better. Although you might struggle to trust people if you don't trust yourself, but you would spot things. And someone mentioned about Essex now. It's for Essex. I'm going to come on to Essex. There's a reason why I said that. There's not a stereotype to it. It's a personal experience. You're going to see the people that come into this soon on the story. The city's full of ego. So you can imagine, like, all the different levels of ego. You're going to look at that and think, clown, absolute clown. So just to show you, I'd go traveling on